Good morning. It's Friday the 5th of October 2018. Welcome along to Chapel Marina here in Lincolnshire and this morning's United Kingdom talk. Welcome along, boys and girls. Well, the messaging thing was working a minute ago and then accidentally I closed it, reopened it, and there's nothing there. Oh, God. I can't get this thing working properly at all, can I? I've got some messages from earlier as we were just firing up there, but is it that one? Hang on a minute, let me push that. Where is that now? That's up there. Now it's completely empty now. Oh dear, dear me. I can see. Oh dear, well that seems to have gone wrong again. I can't work out how this messaging thing. Well, sometimes it blooming works, and sometimes where are you? Sometimes it doesn't. If anyone's saying anything on YouTube, there's nothing there at all. I've got the Facebook ones because they're on here. Someone try and send us a message now, and let's see if that works. I've got your ones from earlier. Good morning to Adam the plumber, who got a plumbing issue. Adam, actually, I think it's quite simple. In my sink here, you know, underneath it, that thing that you screw off, you know, if you get a blockage, you unscrew that thing, and it's usually in that thing that's like that shape like that. You unscrew it. Okay, that fell off yesterday, literally. That fell off yesterday, and it won't screw up. I think I just need to put a new one on there. It seems to be quite easy to do, like a thing there and a thing there, which you unscrew, take the old thing off, put a new one on, screw, and done. Probably as simple as that. Are they all the same size, Adam, as a matter of interest? I would imagine they're all the same size, are they? Possibly a little trip to B&Q or somewhere like that. Morning, Adam the plumber. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Good morning, sir. Gustav's there. I've got no fake tan on here. Why do you think there's fake tan on my face? I don't wear fake tan. Look, I showed you yesterday. Look. No fake tan. Nothing. See? No fake tan. Good morning to Christina Ewing. Good morning to you, my dear. Happy Friday to you. Wayne Martin is in the house. I gather you had two very successful karaoke nights on the run, haven't you? First one starting, of course, at the Corner House on Wednesdays. He's just restarted his Wednesday night karaoke. If you're in that Maidenhead area in Royal Berkshire, it's karaoke with Wayne M every Wednesday at the Corner House, and last night somewhere in Reading as well. Let's have a look at what else have we got here. Wayne, yes, Diane Jebb's there. Good morning, Diane. Hello to the delightful Matthew Joplin. Good morning, DJ Matty from Pop World London. Oh, yes. Every Saturday. Do you do Fridays or Saturdays? I can't remember now. One of the two. Gustav, your message has come up. Look, so that is working now. Good. See, he says it sounds like the bottom fell out of your U-bend. That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happens. Okay, so the messages from Facebook are coming through. I don't know about YouTube. Someone try on YouTube if you're there, and Periscope as well. It's becoming more and more difficult to do this show. It was so much easier before we started doing tapping messages. Can you not just text in your messages? It's so much easier, actually. If you've got free texting. Most people have got free textings now, haven't they? You know, where it's all included in your general, what's it called? Your shut up, Adrian. It's all included in your general contract, isn't it? Generally, a lot of people have got, I think most people actually have got unlimited texts. I find texting, unless it's like for a show, something like this, I find it incredibly impersonal. I really do. I hate texts coming in on my home phone. In fact, my personal mobile phone. In fact, most of the time I don't bother answering them. And you know, if you want me, and sometimes you get a text, oh, give me a ring. Well, why don't you ring me? I don't get it. Why would you send someone a text saying, give me a ring? Everyone's got minutes, haven't they? Unless they're on those pay-as-you-go type things. I don't get texts at all. So there we are. So if you've got something like that, then you could always text in on the texting number 07551 259 675. All right? So quite a lot to chat about today. There's a lot of little news stories which are quite amusing. If you are a Waitrose customer, your life is about to get even. If it wasn't good enough already with people like the delightful Michelle helping you at the Bracknell store, your life is about to get even easier as a Waitrose customer. Because look at this, Waitrose is now trialling a delivery service that... Oh, where's the story gone now? Waitrose is trialling a delivery service that gives drivers access to customers' homes to unpack your groceries while you're out. You haven't got to do anything anymore. Morning, Claire. That's working. Lovely. Morning, Claire. YouTube working. That's it. We're happy now. YouTube is working. You haven't got to lift a finger. I mean, why? Perhaps you don't even need to be out. You could just be in bed. Now, I mentioned this a few weeks ago. You don't actually need to leave the house to do anything anymore. You don't even need to leave your bed. You just sit there with your little phone or your laptop, and perhaps you want, oh, I fancy something from Amazon today. Tap, 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 and then it arrives a few days later. You can't be bothered to cook? Oh, I just ring up pizza delivery service, kebab delivery service, whoever. Although I've got a story about kebabs, a very serious one coming up shortly in the show, okay? It just comes. Now, you haven't even got to leave the house to go shopping, okay? Or even put it away. You haven't got to even open the door. You can just stay in bed, getting fatter and fatter and fatter and doing nothing. What an exciting life that people lead. Here we are. The service from Waitrose in today's Super Sorrowweight Daily Mail is called While You're Away, and it allows a customer with a Yow smart lock. I don't know what that is. What is that? A Yow smart, presumably this is a keyless thing, is it? A Yow smart lock to set a temporary access code, which incidentally, my access codes are always available to everyone, boys and girls. If you ever want to enter me, that's fine. You don't need a code, just do it. Pardon? Set a temporary access code, which is then sent to Waitrose via a secure app. The code is then sent to the delivery driver's device on arrival and is deleted once the delivery is completed. The driver, here we go. So the driver arrives in his little van. They don't use a Ocado anymore. That's a different thing now, I think, isn't it? Their own little Waitrose. Just imagine the neighbours. Just imagine the neighbours when they see a Waitrose van delivering your food. It's almost as good as a Harrods van. You know, if you order something from Harrods, you know, you want to insist that they deliver it in one of their little Harrods vans. Mustn't come through the post. We don't have a post office delivering an item from Harrods. No, we want a Harrods van to be parked outside our homes for as long as possible, don't we? Yes, the same could be said for a Waitrose delivery van. We want a lovely green and white. Clean, dear, clean. And that nasty, ghastly orange colour, dear, with the white lettering. Vile. Vile. No, we want a Waitrose. And out it comes along and it stops. A little man comes out, right? Your neighbours are peering through the curtains, watching what's going on. And then they see the Waitrose man entering your property. And perhaps you can get him to leave the door open so your jealous neighbours can watch him packing your items in your fridge and cupboards. I love it. The driver will pack the fridge and freezer and leave other groceries on the kitchen counter or another place the customer asks for. I mean, you could have a list. You know, or could you put the tea? Oh, you'd have to label the cupboards properly. So perhaps a small little number in the corner like that. Please put the tea in cupboard number 1. Put the milk in the fridge. Put the baked beans in cupboard number 2. The washing powder in the cupboard underneath the sink. You know, the sort of thing. You could leave specific instructions, couldn't you? Apparently, the whole delivery is captured on a chest. Oh, sorry. The whole delivery is captured on the chest camera worn by the driver, with the video available on request by the customer the next working day. This is something I think I could do. I could be being paid to be a Waitrose delivery driver and do my shows at the same time with my chest camera. Oh, it'd be like Can't Pay Well, Take It Away, wouldn't it? Oh, yes. That's my favourite comedy programme on the television. Can't Pay Well, Take It Away. Excuse me, sir. Yes, yeah, you've been served eviction notice 2 weeks ago, and you're still here. Can we ask why? Oh, well, I didn't get any letter. No, sorry, got to do the accent, got to do that. No, we ain't got the letter. No, we ain't had nothing through the post. Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to go half an hour. What about my kids? What about my kids? They got nowhere to go. Well, you should have done something about it when you got... Yeah, but we didn't get no letter, innit? We never got no letter. Nothing from the council. Ghastly people, dear. Pay the bloody rent, dear. A lot of the trouble with that is that they get the money from the councils paid directly to them. That should go to the landlord. Anyway, that's another story. I could do it with a chest cam. They've got chest cams on Can't Pay Well, Take It Away. My favourite person on there, Mr. Paul Bohill. He's well in his 70s now. He came out of retirement to do that job. So that's it. So you can watch. You can actually, and you know someone's going to complain, don't you, with this Waitrose thing. They say, "Oh, I was watching the video back of the man putting bringing in my delivery, and I noticed that he didn't take his shoes off, or didn't wipe his feet, or picked his nose while he was putting my cans of baked beans." You just know one of those posh lot would moan. Gustav would be one. Gustav would be one who would be complaining about that. They would scan that video of the Waitrose delivery driver. They would scan it second by second, waiting to notice something that they didn't quite like, and they'd be straight on the phone. "Oh, hello, is that Waitrose head office? Oh, hello. Yes, a man just delivered my..." And it'd be someone gay, because they're always moaning. The gays are always moaning, let me tell you that now. They moan, and they're the ones with the money. They moan, and some of them, they moan, not you, they moan and they, not you, Gustav, they moan and they moan and they moan. Yes, and I was watching him deliver it, and I noticed he took out a pint of milk from the cold bag and he placed it on the kitchen table without first putting that item in the fridge. And it must have been on the kitchen table for at least 5 seconds longer than it had to be. It should be in the fridge, which means it's not going to last as long. Please, could you send another 10 pints as recompense? Thank you very much. Goodbye. Someone would moan. They'd watch the bloody video and moan and moan and moan, wouldn't they? You know they would. Let's just move something down for you there. The supermarket believes it's the first in the UK, back to the story, to test demand for such a service, initially with 100 customers located near its fulfilment centre in Coulsdon, South London. Oh, I used to do a quiz night down there. It never worked. No one came. I did it. On the other hand, they didn't exactly keep it going long, about 4 weeks. I think we did 4 and no one ever came, so it didn't work. There's a minimum order of £25. That's okay, isn't it? And initially, at least a minimum of 6 deliveries, although Waitrose said it would review this after the trial. Waitrose said it anticipated being able to make the service available to more than 1,000 customers in spring next year, depending on the success of the trial. So would you do that? I don't know what a Yow... I'll be honest with you, I don't know what a Yow smart lock is. Presumably it's some sort of device where you don't need a key. When there's something you wouldn't need a key for, and you just type in a number. I've not seen a lock like that anywhere, have you? Maybe some of the really big posh houses have got one, but I've not seen any lock without. I've seen a couple of locks with, you know, like hard pushed buttons on that. That wouldn't be a smart lock. That's a bit mechanical, that is, isn't it? Presumably it's some sort of little screen like that. What happens when a smart lock goes wrong though? How do you open the door? You could be out there in the cold, dear. You get pneumonia and hypothermia and things like that due to the cold weather, but you can't get flu in the cold. I'll come to that in a minute. It's all part of the show today. Right, over to some of your messages, boys and girls. Matthew Joplin is head DJ at Pop World on Friday and Saturday night. He's been promoted. 2 lots of money. How much are you earning a week now, Matthew? That's a bit of a jump from your Asda job, isn't it, mate? I bet you're happy. Put in a private message, Matthew, how much you're getting a week now. I'm dying to know. Oh, you must tell me, dear. I'll be very disappointed if it's not as much as what I was earning a few years ago. Hello to Jason Shaw. Good morning, Jason. Bad time you got down to the old Central Station for a sing-song, Jason. All right, happy Friday to you all as well. Okay, Adrian Richardson prefers to call because I can't spell grammar. Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, you can get the predictive texting. That's an art in its own form. I tell you that now. You type a message, you send it off, and then 2 minutes later you get another message back saying, "What did you mean? I don't understand any of it." And then you look at it and it's like all gobbledygook. It keeps changing the blooming words. Very annoying, predictive texting. Morning to Joanna. Good morning, Joanna. Yes, I live in Hove. Good. Periscope's working as well. It's all working now. Let's have a look. Adrian says the Waitrose staff are much fitter, work there much better. They absolutely are, actually. The Waitrose staff, the lads in Waitrose are gorgeous. Most of them. Not all of them. Some a bit fat. Some a bit fat. But the really fit ones, they're lovely, aren't they? Especially Saturday staff. Oh, God. Well, Claire says he's fantasising about delivery boys again. Perhaps what I should do is, do you know, I've never ever had supermarket delivery. Never. Never done it. No, never done it. I just don't see, I actually like to go to supermarkets wherever I am in the world. If I go on holiday somewhere, I will seek out, not just a little corner shop, a big supermarket and go and have a look around. I love it. I love going around supermarkets. You know, even Sainsbury's. I'm not keen on Sainsbury's, as you well know. I think the staff, let alone the staff, are a bit miserable when the customers are bloody rude in there. Sainsbury's, awful customers. Are you a Sainsbury's customer? Awful, dear. I like to wander around there, to sit at a computer and order. No, just doesn't do it for me at all. Hello to Surajit. Good morning, sir. Adrian, we learn how to moan from you, Chris. How you do it, how will you do it? You trained is really well about moaning. That don't make sense. We learned how to moan from you, Chris. How will you do it? You trained is really... Now, you see, this is the thing about predictive text, Adrian. As I met you, clearly did not type your message carefully. Did you, lovey? Please type more carefully. Thank you. Gustav, the show has really gone downhill. Has the scenery crew been fired? No Mirrorball, no Donald Trump calendar. I don't want to moan because it's handy to have it on in the background. You stupid git. Are you not aware there are now 2 studios, dear? One in Royal Berkshire, where I am not today. This one is in Lincolnshire. And that picture, I mean, when's the last time you watched, Gustav? That's the thing. You're obviously not keeping up with anything going on at all, are you? Today, I'm in Lincolnshire, and that picture there is an actual photo that I took of what's just 4 minutes walk from me. Thank you. That's the whole idea of it. So you know where I am. I mean, do you know where anything is in the world? Oh dear, that dementia is setting in, isn't it? Dear, never mind. Good morning to Chris, who's in Brentwood in Essex. That'd make sense, Chris, actually. Dukey Chrissy boy. You're a bit of an Essex lad, aren't you? You know, the way you talk and all that. It's just like common, really. You know, and your hair and your tracksuits and all that, dear. I get the fact that you're in Brentwood, Chris. Good morning to you. Paul Mosley, hello to you, Paul. My missus would tidy up just for the delivery driver. I can see it now. Yeah, I get that as well, Paul. I've had cleaners just a couple of cleaners over the years, and they only last 2 visits. Not because they don't do the work, but because I find myself clearing up before they come round. Oh, I better put that away because that, you know, that's not her job. Or I'll have a little tidy. Oh, that looks a bit too dirty. I'll clean that first. And you end up doing the job yourself before they even get there. You want to see some people's houses, dirty bastards. I mean, you've never seen so much mess in all your life. Awful, the mess some people live in, dear. It's like with a caravan. You know, when a caravan Well, not this one, but when I go on holiday to a haven holiday, right, they have people to tidy up the caravan afterwards, but I leave it exactly as it was when I got in there. I can't be leaving anything dirty like that. Oh no, it'd do my head in, that would. Morning, let me have a look there. Adrian says, go to Sainsbury's in Marlow. Very polite. Was it? Well, the one in Bracknell isn't like that. Predictive text, there you are. Adrian said, predictive text, be careful with that. Oh dear. Anyway, is that what, you don't live in Brentwood, do you, Chris? Oh, I see. Little someone you met last night, was it lovey? Huh? Is that where you are today? Send pictures or it's not really happening. I don't believe you. Shakir says you speak pretty fast. Well, there's a lot to get through, Shakir. We've an awful lot to get through on the show, dear. Shocking. Morning to Christopher Ireland, who says you would be great on one of those shows that ask for reviews to tell you how it is. By the way, what about Morrison's, Tesco's, Asda? You can't just name some favouritism. What is this, the BBC? It's not the BBC, dear. I haven't got to mention a brand and then say, oh, other brands are available. I mean, how thick must you be, right, to say, yeah, I had a can of Coca-Cola, not to realise that there are other types of Coke available. How thick must you be? So why do they say that? You've seen it on the BBC. I had a can of Coca-Cola. Other brands of Coke are available. What, the stuff in the little white bags? Morrison's I like. I quite like Morrison's. Tesco is okay. I quite like Asda as well. So there we are. My favourite supermarket, as I say, Waitrose, without fail. The cheapest supermarket I go to, and I have to admit, I now do most of my shopping in Aldi, and it's so much cheaper. I mean, we're not talking pennies. You know, you go into Aldi, you get 5 bags of shopping. You hand them a tenner, they give you £9.50 back. Okay, perhaps not as good as that, but it's damn cheap in Aldi. I did go in Lidl last week. I've only been in a Lidl a couple of times. There's not really one close to me. That's like a long bike or a car journey there. And I walked around. I didn't really know the store. Sometimes you have to go into a shop a few times to get to know it, don't you? And I walked around and they didn't sell the little bags of vegetables that you put in the microwave. You know, you get the little bit, and they're only usually about £1. It's an easy way of doing it, you know. You get like cauliflower, broccoli and carrots usually in a little plastic bag. You put a hole in the top, put it in the microwave, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and it's done. So easy. They don't sell those in Lidl. Isn't that weird? You'd think that would be a basic thing. They're doing them in Aldi. In Aldi, okay, compared to the ones in, say, Waitrose, Tesco's and Sainsbury's, in Aldi they do them for roughly the same price as the ones in those 3 supermarkets, but they're twice the size. You get this great big bag of vegetables, and it's a good way of having your vegetables, isn't it? You see, good way of doing that. Let's have a look there. Yes, Chris, you're right. It's because they have to pay the brand for using the name. Is that right? Oh, it gets on my nerves. You see, I mean, I've heard Tony Blackburn's on the BBC. Sometimes he might mention something, and then he'd go, of course, other brands are available. You have to say that on the BBC. I don't know why, because people aren't that stupid to think that, you know, Robertsons are the only people to have orange juice. You know, you're not that stupid, are you? You know, that you don't know. But they have to say it because they have to be PC. It was probably a law somewhere that done that. All right. Otmar. Good morning. Respectfully, you make me laugh when you laugh. So lovely, though you do speak fast. I could slow down, but then we'd have a 4-hour show. No one's going to stay here for 4 hours, are they? Be honest. I know you won't. Adrian says they're not that fit and little, or the customers so rough up as well. Oh, true. But it was a lovely lad who was working in the Aldi in Skegness that we spotted the other day. He was pushing a little and he had a wonderful smile. When they smile at me, I think, oh, does he fancy me? And then they walk off, you know, swinging their little bums as they're pushing the trolley. I'm sorry, I've become a bit pervy this morning. Good morning to nephew Gary Butler. Morning to you. And Ace is there as well. Ace? Is it Ace? A-I-S? Thank you. That's right as well. Good. Yesterday I went swimming again straight after the show in Horncastle. We were running a little bit late yesterday. We didn't do the show till about 10:30 in the morning. Where's Maureen this morning? She's a bit late. Oh no, there she is. Good morning, Maureen. Oh, a little number. Usually a little number comes up next to the message thing, doesn't it? And then you know there's a message waiting. There wasn't a number there yet. Then Maureen. Good morning, Maureen. Welcome to our little show. So I went swimming up in Horncastle yesterday. Got there quite late, sort of around about 11:45. That was a bit busier than it was the day before. Actually, we had to kind of, you know, the people are swimming up and down. I noticed people don't tend to, what's the word, muck around in the pool. You know, just go for fun. They're not like just splashing around in the pool. They're going up and down, or everyone's going up and down. And I had to kind of fit in and move across slightly and move that way, because if you're last in, you know, you've got to give away surely to the people who are already in there. So I'm going that side and I'm going that side. Eventually a couple of people got out, so I grabbed their lane and that was fine. Came back here, had my I got a campfire. I got it out the night before actually. Campfire stew is one of the meals that I do. It's all vegetables and spices and it's quite hot. It's got some Frank's hot sauce in it, as well as some Leon Perrins, which makes it nice and hot, and lots of chilli. Whole bag of chilli and garlic in there. And rice as well. And this is where the minor disaster in the kitchen happened. So I've done the rice, and then I've got my sieve there. I'm pouring the rice through the sieve, boiling hot water coming out, and all of a sudden I heard a pop. And I thought, I wonder what that was like that it was. But I couldn't hear it. That's all I heard. And I thought, that's a funny noise. I wonder what that was. Anyway, so I'm done the rice. And I've turned the gas off while I'm reheating my campfire stew. And for some reason, I had to go under the sink, in the cupboard under the sink. And there, under there, it was water and bits of rice everywhere. I thought, what on earth's happened here? And I looked, and the little screw thing, you know, as it comes down out of the sink, and then it goes down a pipe, turns right, but first it goes into this thing that you screw on. That had just come off. I thought, how strange and mysterious that is. So it come off. Thought, oh God, there's water. Meanwhile, my dinner is now ready. It's sitting there. I thought, I can't stand it. I've got to clear it up first, because you don't know where the water's going to go. So fortunately, I had my towel from swimming, so I put that under there, and that soaks most of it up. And I took it outside and shook it to get rid of all the rice and all that. But I screwed the thing up, and it won't screw back on. It screws, and it goes, get so far, and give it another turn, and it goes click, and then comes back down again. So clearly the thread is broken, which is a bit odd, because that's a brand new thing that was. It must have been a badly made one, I don't know. It looks, I did have a word with my brother-in-law, Martin. I told him, he said, well, that would be quite easy to fix. And actually, now that I look at it, it's probably something I could do anyway, because it's just a screw there, seems to be a plastic screw there, and a screw there. That'll remove like the angled pipe thing, and then you've got the thing at the bottom. So I might go out tomorrow to, are they all the same size? I don't know if they're all the same size, are they? Presumably, is it like just a standard size for that sort of thing? I'll pop over to Wickes or something like that tomorrow and pick one up and bring that in next week. But as a temporary fix, luckily, underneath that thing, shortly under that, there's a shelf, right? Like that. So I've managed to get it's actually an oven dish, you know, like a square oven dish so high. And I put that, and I've jammed it under there, because it's still got the seal around it, you see. I've jammed it under there, screwed the thing up and jammed it under there, so that's holding it firm. That's not going to come off again. Unfortunately, because that shelf's there, I was able to do that. So it's like a temporary fix type thing, you see. Oh yeah, I'm doing DIY again. DIY. So that was my little disaster in the kitchen. Had my dinner. Had a little bit of a trim of the bit. Have you noticed this has been trimmed all ready for tonight's performance at the karaoke? Look at that. Because I can't have Maureen thinking my beard's got too long. Maureen's not keen on the beard. She did say she wasn't keen on the beard. Well, it's not. I don't want it to get any longer, Maureen. So every 2 to 3 days, I get the thing out. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I bought one of the Philips ones from Skegness Boots actually. because I left my one at home and it was only 10 quid, just as good as the one I got at home, what I paid 40 quid for. And it, Philips one it is, bzz, bzz, so I had that and then I had a little sleep. What you're saying, hello there, let's have a little look there. One moment please. Oh dear, where are we now? Let's have a look. Assis, good morning A's, is it A's? Hello A's, your eyes are beautiful. Do you want a closer ear? They're false, take them home. Beautiful eyes have I got. Good morning to Sapphire. Morning to Sapphire there. Chabane in Germany is there. Good morning to you, sir. Christopher Ireland. Think you should do that each time your name is mentioned. They pay you or use your picture as you are a well-known brand. What, me? I'm not well-known at all. I'm not. People don't know me, honestly. Once I was top London DJ. Now, nothing. I worked at loads of places when I was a DJ, but big places like Hippodrome, Heaven and places like that. But you know, once you've left the scene, that's it. That's it, Christopher. No one remembers you. Honestly, not only does no one remember you, no one keeps in contact. That was a real shock, that was to me. All those thousands and thousands of people that I played to over the years and worked with, and just trying to think who keeps in contact. I think it's like 2 people out of thousands and thousands and hundreds of people I've worked with. 2 people, 2 or 3 people have kept in contact. Isn't that unbelievable? Once you come out of that thing, it's like you would never existed. But there you go, it's just one of those things, isn't it? And we get on with life, and I've done it, and I was very happy doing it, so that's it. Sarah's on her way back to work. Have a nice time at work, darling. You poor old thing, my love. Enjoy it. Enjoy your work. Try and enjoy what you work. Unless you're working in Sainsbury's, and that won't be any fun. Because I know Sainsbury's staff. I know some Sainsbury's staff. They hate it. They absolutely hate working there. No names mentioned. No, I'm not going to get anyone to sack. If you ever tell me a secret, lots of people tell me their secrets. I don't know why. They like to tell me their secrets by private message or phone. I never ever reiterate them. Not even in the confessional box with Father David. There we are. Morning to Michael Lawrence. I am indeed ready for the weekend, Michael. We're doing the karaoke tonight at Central Station in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Friday night karaoke tonight. Come along. And you better come and sing us a song, Michael. You will sing a song, Michael. I'm sure you will. Christopher, your caravan seems to have loads of things happening. You need a houseboy to service everything for you. I don't think I could ever live with anyone, Christopher. I might try it again, but I'd end up murdering them, I'm sure. That, mind you, that could be a good thing, because then I might be on the front page of the Daily Mail. Do you get on the front page of Daily Mail if you do murders? Sapphire, have you ever tried binaural frequencies? You can feel true heaven on earth just the same in unconditional love by frequencies of certain hertz. I don't know what that is, Sapphire. Don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Perhaps you'll send me a link by private message and I'll have a little look. Message about a cake for breakfast. When did you send that? About 2 hours ago, probably. Something like that. Sometimes I miss messages. It's just how it is, I'm afraid, Adrian. Claire, there's a good expression. You stop worrying what people think of you when you realise how little they do or how little they've got. Oh, God. Yeah, I know that one. People, you know, people talk in the big time and you actually find out they've got nothing. They don't own anything. I know a couple of people like that. They talk about how big they are. They got this, they got that. And then you look into it and they haven't got anything. They've got nothing. Michael says, I cannot sing. Well, neither can we, Michael. Have you ever seen anyone able to sing at my karaoke nights? No, especially not me. It's just about having a bit of fun. That's all it is, karaoke. It's about having fun. You must have a go. If you don't want to sing, that's fine. I never force anyone to sing. Sometimes at karaoke nights, what happens is that people put in requests for other people. That never, ever works. That really never works. You will never get them up. If they don't want to sing, they don't want to sing and they should be left alone. So don't worry about that, Michael. If you want to come along and don't want to sing, that's fine. Sapphire's become mildly addicted to these videos on YouTube. What what is it you said? The frequencies things. I'll have a little listen. They have so many functions and are for the better. Oh, that's it. I did the ascension thing. Now I get it. Born again and all spiritual, thanks to it. Or no fear and or ego. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, send us a link. Send us a link on a private message, Sapphire, okay? All right, and I'll have a little look at that later. That's interesting. Good, so back to yesterday. Had a little sleep, and I got up right about 4:30, I think it was, in the afternoon. Went over to my niece's house, because I haven't seen her children for a while. And there they were. There was George was there. George was playing a computer game, one of the football things. Now, what was it called? FIFA. He was playing this FIFA football game, and I've never seen it before. Aren't the players are so realistic on these computer games now? They're almost, but not quite, they almost human looking. Have you noticed that? Any of you lot play the football game FIFA, or perhaps your children? They are so realistic. I was impressed, really impressed with that. So George was playing that, and then they went to have their dinner, and Emily was there as well, and baby James. Baby James, as always, is not leaking so much now. I noticed that. Babies, as you well know, babies in their young days leak everywhere. Their fluids coming out all over the place. It's not so bad now. Then they had their dinner. My niece always cooks dinner from scratch. She never buys takeouts. She never buys pre-made lunches, you know, like stew in a plastic pot that you stick in a blooming microwave for 2 minutes. You don't do anything like that. My niece always cooks from scratch. They don't have takeouts or anything like that. I mean, is that a rarity now? Is that? I mean, my mum was the same, and my sister was the same. They cook from scratch. No takeouts, no fast food, nothing. Now and again, they might go out for fast food, but you see, the whole McDonald's thing and Kentucky Fried Chicken, as a child, that to us was a snack. Okay, a bit of a big snack to go and have a burger and chips, but we never classed it as a meal. So we might have a lunch. We never had McDonald's when I was a kid. Really, did we? It came as I got to sort of teenage, early 20s sort of time. That's when McDonald's came along to this country big time. But even then, I would never have considered it as a meal. Maybe just a stopgap. Now it's a meal, isn't it? People consider it meal. Good morning, Kareem. I wonder where you gone, Kareem. Hope you're well, sir. Kareem's a lovely chap. He used to come along to the place in Hammersmith, Belushi's in Hammersmith, where I did some DJing and karaoke. Nice to see you, Kareem. Good. So they had their dinner, and then out comes a treat tin. Now and again, not all the time, my niece gets out the treat tin, which is full of biscuits and chocolates. Claire, I can hear you, Claire. I can hear you, Claire. You're saying, aren't you? Claire is saying, oh no, what's he going to tell us now? So out come the treat tin, and they're allowed one thing each. I think George took out a little packet of sweets, and they're like this. And then there's like mini Mars bars and mini things like that. That's in this tin. They're allowed a treat. My niece is very, very good at trying to make sure they don't. They have a little bit now and again. Great nephew George and Emily love olives. They absolutely love olives. Isn't that strange? Sorry, are you... We had a little bit of a fault there, did we? Sorry about that, gang. I can hear my phone's ringing out there. That's why something's gone. I should have turned the phone out, and that interferes with the show. So I hope you're still with us there. Are you still with us there? I hope you're there. Can you hear the phone going? That knocks the thing off. I should have turned it off. So that's put me right off. That has. Just a minute now. Where was I? Morning to Ray Reynolds. Good morning, Ray. Morning, Ray. You're a bit late this morning as well, aren't you, Ray? I know it's usually 9:30. We were on at 10 to 9 this morning. Where were we? Oh, yes. So the sweets came out and the tin of stuff, and some was offered to me. Claire, I'm proud to tell you I had none of it. And the biscuits later on came. I had no biscuits, no chocolate, no sweets, nothing. Very pleased to be able to tell you that, Claire. Thank you very much. A round of applause for me. Okay, round of applause for me. So I didn't have any of that. My niece wanted to show me this. What do you mean you're still here, unfortunately, Paul? How rude. My niece has bought this doorbell from a place called B&M, which is a bit like, all right, Joanna, which is a bit like Woolworths. It's a bit like Woolworths, to be honest. And you push the button, and it's a Halloween bell, and this witch's face, the eyes light up all red, and the tongue comes out. How dare you knock at this door? And my great nephew George loves it. Emily is terrified of this bell, and she goes and hides behind my niece, her mum. Oh, bless. And of course, once George knows that she's afraid of it, he keeps doing it, keeps coming over and pressing the button. Baby James, he doesn't quite know what it is. He thinks it's quite funny because George thinks it's funny. I'm very pleased to tell you that Baby James is starting to learn some of my noises. He's very good at doing this one. In fact, that is his greeting to me. When he sees me, it's like, and he can do, although not as well. He does, and he can do, he can do all my noises. It's fantastic. Baby James. And he recognises me now. He never used to recognise. He was a little bit weary of me before. Now I get a lovely big smile. Isn't it lovely getting a smile from a little baby? Ah, it's beautiful. They went to bed. And then shortly after that, I stayed up with my niece, and her husband came back from work. And as I say, you can get those bells are available from B&M's. I think they're about $2.99. They're not expensive. Aldi also have a wonderful Halloween range. That is it out yet, or is it just about to come out? Is it Thursday today? Friday? I think it came out yesterday. So they've got loads of Halloween stuff in Aldi. Of course, Halloween was only big here a couple of years ago. You know, it was never really that big here. It kind of just took off a few years ago. Left there about 9:30, came back here. I'd done my dinner. I stopped off at the Co-op on the way here to get some little packets of vegetables. So I think I had corn sausages last night. I had 4 corn. They were only a day out of date, so I had 4 corn sausages, packet of vegetables, and a few potatoes. I watched an episode of Killing Eve. I'm up to episode 4. I watched episode 4 last night, so I've got 5 to go. Watched an episode of Killing Eve, which is very good on the BBC iPlayer, and then went to bed at 11:30. Lovely, you know. I mean, it don't get any better than that, really, does it? Claire says, did you make it to a local Slimming World? No, I still haven't made it there yet, though, Claire, for no reason, really, other than a time issue. That's why. But I'm looking forward to weighing myself tomorrow. I've been bang on the Slimming World all week, strict. No sweets, no chocolate, no anything, except what day? Yesterday. No, the day before yesterday, when my sister and her husband and we go to Skegness every week now. We go to Skegness, we go upstairs, and we have a bit of a meal, not mad meal, but something that Slimming World wouldn't have. I have chips and baked beans on top, so really it's only the chips that are the problem there. And I have a McDonald's ice cream. That's it. That's the treat day. That's it. The rest of and I did have some ice cream at Gary's because he bought me out some ice cream. That was the day before. But the rest of the week, every single meal strictly Slimming World. So I'm hoping to have lost 2 pounds this week. I almost got to 12 stone 10 last week. Yeah, that's because of the weeks. The previous weeks were very, very bad. All of them, to be honest. It got to 11. Sorry, it got to 12. What did I say? 10. Got to 12 stone 9.8 on my digital scales. So I'm hopeful for tomorrow to be 12 stone. If I was 12 stone 7, I'm expecting about 12.7. Anything lower than that would be a bonus. Now, when I was having my shave yesterday, I don't know if you've noticed, Claire, when you lose weight, you seem to lose it a bit here. And I was just doing that, and I thought, oh. And the lines were worse than they were a couple of days before, which means as you get older, unfortunately, it's all right for young people. They lose the weight and the lines don't come on the face. When you're a bit older and you lose weight, your lines stick out a bit more, unfortunately. That's just the way it is, you know. Do you want lines or do you want to be fat? Make your choice now. So they came out. So I'm a bit hopeful for tomorrow, Claire. I really am. All right, darling. 12 weigh-ins before Christmas. Yes. Oh, I do it before then. The only thing is the Vegas thing. Now, the Vegas thing, Claire, is worrying me. That really is worrying me. Because the last time I was there, you couldn't find a bloody carrot for love of money, dear. You can't find vegetables. It's all chips and burgers and pizza. So I'm going to have to, there must be if I went to a vegetarian restaurant in Vegas, perhaps there's one or two of those there. Might be able to find something like that. Sapphire, on a strict fruit diet, if it does indeed turn out that we are frugivore, some vegetables are a chore for me too. No, I don't mind vegetables. Oh, Sapphire's vegan. Well done. Well done. I've great respect for anyone who become vegan. That's hard. That's very hard because there's so much, like just if you buy boxes of stuff, so much mixed in there, you know. By the way, what happened when that phone started ringing? Did you lose me altogether, people? Could you just tell me that? I don't know whether it did or not. Good. So that was my day yesterday. So I shall look for a... Good morning, John Parrish. Christ, you're late again, aren't you? We've been here for nearly an hour, John. Go for the fruit. They must have a lot of exotic fruit there. There's a point, yeah. I never thought of that. I never thought of that. The breakfasts in America, I mean, you've never seen anything like it. I mean, they're delicious. You can have your full English breakfast there. They do that. Pancakes. Oh, Claire. Pancakes. And, you know, you don't get one. You get like a bloody great big thing like that. And they're covered in maple syrup and honey and jam and things like that. You know, it's just, but it'd be a real test. So I'd really like to lose. I wish I'd got down to 12 stone before. I might get close to it, but I don't think I'm going to get down to 12 stone before I go. So we'll see how we are. Gustav says, 12 stone you wish. Try it with both feet on the scales. Please, don't be rude. Hello to Tony, who's in Balls Manawuta Motel and Holiday Park in New Zealand. Loving the karaoke the other night. Yeah, there'll be another one tonight, Tony. We should be on stream around about 8:30, okay? I used to say on air, but it's not really on air. It's on stream, isn't it? On stream. Unless a large television organisation is replaying out these shows on their little local TV stations. You never know, that might happen, mightn't it? There's been lots of food waste in Vegas. I bet there is. I bet there is. Okay, couple of other news stories here. Now, Ray Reynolds, I don't know if you're still with us at the moment, but if you've got any aches and pains, Ray, I've got some very, very good news for you, Ray. Got some very, very good news for you, Ray. And myself as well, actually, because I have a little bit of trouble with my knees now and again and my legs. You ready for this? In today's Daily Mail, human body parts are among hundreds of tons of waste from NHS hospitals which have been allowed to pile up by a disposal company. Now, I think this is just a shocking story because we're always being taught now about the importance of recycling. This clearly isn't the case. Healthcare Environment Services Limited has failed to incinerate the waste within the time limit, meaning it's in breach of its permits at 5 sites in England. A criminal investigation has been launched into the debacle, the Environment Agency said. The Health Journal reported that amputated limbs and pharmaceutical waste were among the matter which had been allowed to mount up. Well, I mean, why waste it? Me and Ray Reynolds can go down there, get a couple of new... So if you need a new leg or a new arm, just turn up at one of these places. They got piles of the stuff, apparently. Piles of it. Affected trusts are on standby to follow emergency measures to stop their waste at hospitals in specialist trailers, although these plans have not been enacted yet. And you never think about that, do you? You know, when they're doing something to you, cutting off an arm or a leg or something like that, what happens to the arm or the leg? Can't we just give it to someone else? I mean, I'm going to be straight down there later looking for a new set of knees. I know some people out there are looking for new lungs and things like that. Perhaps we can send them along there as well. Why waste it? I think that's a bit of a non-story, to be honest. Absolute non-story. So that's that. Sapphire. Let's have a look. Oh, John said he had both his knees replaced 6 years ago. How long did that take you to recover from that, John? I know some people, they have their knees done and they're like months and months of pain. And other people, it's like 3 weeks and they're okay again. And can I ask, the fact that you've had your knees, because I don't know, I haven't had my knees done. Once you've had your knees done, after the recovery period, you know, after the pain has gone, is it just like it was before you had the new knees, or is there anything different? You know, do you have to move your knee in a different way, or does it click, or in bed? Do you have to do anything different? I'd be interested to know that, John, if you can just text us back and know. So 6 weeks it took you to recovered. Adrian, stop that. I'm not reading that out, Adrian. If you want yours recycled, then send it in now. So let us know that, John. Yeah, I mean, one of my friends, he's quite young, I think early 40s. He's had both his hips done, and the first one didn't work quite well, so he had to go in and have it done again. And it was a long recovery period, and he just, even after months and months and months, it was still hurting him, so he had to go in again and have it done. And he's not supposed to lift his leg up more than a certain height, otherwise the hip goes out of place and he has to have it done in and pushed back in again. Oh dear. John says he was up. Have you lost sound? You haven't lost sound, have you? Oh dear. Oh yeah, I think we're having a little bit of a problem. I think we're having a little bit of a problem over at the trouble is I haven't turned the phone off, and it's, if someone's texting, it's going to affect that. I think we're finished after this story. That's it. Oh well, you got that back now? There we are. Sorry about that, gang. That's my oh. I can see the problem in front of me. I can see it happening. Okay, the sound's back on. No, we're losing that, aren't we? I think we're going to lose that. Oh dear. 1 second, I'll go and have a look. Let me go and have a look at what's going on out there, all right? 1 minute. Let me take the microphone off. Is that holding now? Is that holding now? Okay, I think what it is I didn't turn the phone off, so if there's any text and that coming in, it's affecting the transmission of the streaming. So I'll tell you what, I'll just finish off these messages and then we'll do the birthdays and disappear now, okay? Okay, John was up the next morning after 6 weeks. £50,000. Is that what you had to pay? Oh, dear me. Ah, so he can't kneel anymore, so you can't kneel down, so it does affect you, does it, John? Okay, if you remember, on the next show, which should be, what is it, today, Friday? On the next show, tomorrow morning, if you're around tomorrow, John, if you could just think of how it's been after your operation, and then what you can and can't do anymore. Do you see what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't know. What happens after you've had a knee operation? What can and what can't you do? All right. Okie doke. We're due. Oh, it's in the wrong place now. Oh, it's all going terribly wrong now. And here we are. I know that is holding now, but I think. No, it's not you. It's not you that's got the problem. It's this end. Okay, we've got a little problem with the connection at the moment. I can see it going on and off there. So what we'll do is we'll do today's birthdays, and then we're going to finish up this morning. All right, and I'll be with you again tomorrow morning, hopefully around about, probably a little bit later tomorrow, if I've got time. Sometimes on a Saturday, I haven't always got time, so if not tomorrow, then we'll do Sunday, as always. So we've only got 3 birthdays today, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this Friday, the 5th of October 2018. Happy birthday to Jeff Gurney. Good morning, Jeff. A big happy birthday to you on this Friday. Craig Adams today is 34 years old. He does hospital radio. Good morning, Craig. Happy birthday to you. Vicky Edwards. Good morning, Vicky. Happy birthday to you. And Norma Kilbowigs. I think that's how you say your name, Norma. All right, happy birthday to you as well. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. There we are. There's all your birthdays. I know you got us now, I know, Paul, but I'm a little bit concerned that that thing's gonna cut out. If someone rings again, it just mucks it all up. I have to turn off the ringing. I have to turn off the incoming calls and the do not disturb, and that seems to work after that, you see. So there we are. Good. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today, boys and girls. Don't forget, if you're in the North London area, I'll be hosting karaoke tonight. We have some wonderful people turn up for the karaoke. That's 8:30 till midnight at Central Station Boy in Central Bar in Wharfdale Road in King's Cross. Right, so karaoke tonight, Friday night karaoke tonight, Central Station Bar, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, 8:30 to midnight. Have changed breweries, so they've changed the place where they buy the stock from. So there's old, when I say old stock, we're not talking about 10 years old, just general stock that needs to be sold on. So on Monday, it's going to be extra super duper cheap. Okay, so that's Central Station Bar, Monday night, 7:30 till 11 o'clock, and it will be extra cheap drinks this week because they've got to sell off all the old stock. And I think you've lost us completely now, haven't you? Never mind, gang. I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.